Oh, good. You figured it out.
Like stalking me.
I know. I know. Hey, guys. We're getting people. So, guys, last week we had Isha. This week we have Jess. We still have Isha. But I
Hi,
don't
Bucky.
know. So, Jess, maybe this is a good time for you to say who you are before we start.
Oh, well, I'm the third amigo. My name's Jessica, and I recently moved from Huntsville to California. So that's part of why I wasn't here last week when they did the show. So this week we're just kind of, well, I'm just kind of winging it. And what else did you guys tell?
Hold on, my dog.
You know, was getting mad.
She's getting upset because she's not getting attention. I'll be back, but you keep talking.
I have no idea what I'm doing right now. But yeah, so we're waiting for Aisha to join, I guess. I was asking what you guys told last week, like about yourself.
So last week we told our name story that you love so much.
Oh,
so Jessica hates
good
when we
thing I
tell the
missed
name
it.
story. Because we have that special bond, but whatever.
Yeah, you guys can have that.
Okay. I know. And then we talked about this is a good kind of introduction for you. We came up with a word that's kind of like our theme for the year. So mine was transformation. What's yours?
Mine is growth. I think that's been the theme of my entire year. So anyone that's seen my Instagram stories recently, I guess in Huntsville, I was kind of feeling complacent, and I had a really good job, and you know, I had like extended family. My immediate family moved away about 2 years prior to that. But I just started to feel like I was kind of getting stuck in my ways and set, and I didn't want to be like that. So I felt like this was the perfect time and opportunity for me to be able to just go and do something that I've been planning for a while, see something different, create new experiences. So that's kind of been my theme this year, growth.
So I think the coolest part about you is you're a whole doctor. It's not the coolest part about you, but it's pretty cool.
Thanks.
That both of you guys are like entire doctors. You are committed enough to stay in school and do that. So tell the people what you do.
Okay, so I have a doctorate in physical therapy. For me, I kind of just went straight through school. So I think that's part of how that whole thing happened, because honestly, if I had to go back, it would be very difficult. So I commend a lot of people like Shireen. When we finished at Oakwood, she went straight to work and then got her master's while she was working. And so I really have to commend people that can do that while they're working, because I just wasn't up for it. I did not work while I was in school at all. So
school is work in itself. So
yeah.
Don't say that. And I mean, you're a doctor. I just got my master's. It's not that serious. Like
So to do anything
really
while you're in school, it's very commendable.
All right.
So yeah.
Okay. So let's start. Isha should be here soon, hopefully. But we were really kind of starting to think about the whole R. Kelly thing, which is the hot topic of the week, I would say. I'm going to be honest. I have not seen, I got through like 20 minutes of part 1 of 6 of those documentaries, which is not commitment. Because I think it's hard to watch, to hear about his past and how, you know, he was molested, and in turn he kind of goes and does all this horrible things to a lot of different women that were really young. And just, I know you don't know too much about it.
If I'm gonna be honest, I have not seen anything. I've just heard people talking about it in passing, and then seen things on social media. So
yeah,
I definitely don't have a good background.
But I think, I mean, this isn't news, what I'm about to say, but I think the biggest problem is how complacent we've become as a community for things that happen, not just the whole R. Kelly thing. I mean, I think that's kind of sparking a lot more because I'm seeing a lot of angry people right now, saying how could you still support him, which I agree with all the awful things that he's done. But kind of when you start hearing about things like there was another shooting that happened, and it's like at first you feel like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. But then after a while, it's like, oh, that's so sad, until you kind of don't even blink after things like that happen.
Yeah, I think it's sad because I've kind of gotten to that point. I mean, not just with the things that we're seeing recently in the news, but just in general, I feel like it's hard for us, even as humans, to come together on one thing. Because if you think about a lot of the things that we complain about that we don't like, that they're changing, if we all banded together and kind of boycotted a lot of things, it would cost the government a lot of money and our voices would be heard. But because we're not able, for some reason, to kind of get together in one accord on these topics and kind of band together to fight it, it's kind of like nothing happens, and we're kind of just like, okay, as long as we're each living to the best of our ability and comfortable, then most of the time people don't really care to do anything about it, and it does become that kind of, okay, it's another sad story, keep moving, try to make it through your week kind of
Right.
thing.
But what's the extent? Like, what do you do to kind of say, I'm not for this? Meaning, I saw someone talk about this earlier. Like, Kanye goes to meet with Trump, and for 5 seconds, everyone's like, I'm not listening to Kanye anymore. And then he drops Poopity Scoop or whatever song he dropped, and everyone's listening to, or he drops a new album, and it's like, oh, I'm going to listen to this again. So what's the best way to boycott? And if you're here and if you want to say how you kind of boycott things, feel free to write it down and put it in the whole comments thing. But what do you do that's kind of realistic, where you're actually making an impact, but you can stick to it?
I feel like
I'm
it
asking
might
you,
be
that's what you
starting
do.
off. Yeah, I feel like starting off it would be to find a group of people that you can kind of band with, because I think that makes it easier. When you're on your own, it kind of feels like your voice isn't really being heard, but when you have people that are on common ground with you, then you can kind of band together and start something up, and eventually other people will join along, and it kind of makes your voice louder. That's just my opinion.
So what have you done? Am I putting you on the spot?
Yeah, you are.
How have you both? How have you boycotted?
I'm gonna be honest. I have not. I have
Okay.
not boycotted anything, and this goes along with what I was saying, because I'm not saying I'm not one of those people, but things that happen that I don't like, because I know nobody else is gonna do anything about it, I kind of just go along with it, because if I say something, it's saying I don't think that's right, but if I'm being honest, that's kind of just how it's been for me.
How are you going to change that? Am I really putting you on the spot right
Yeah,
now?
you are. I've got a lot of things that I'm changing this year.
I know.
But how exactly would I change that? I don't know. I guess I really have to think about that, because that, I hate to say that, it wasn't on my list of things. My list of things this year was to be more involved in community outreach and kind of reaching people that are of, I guess, they weren't as blessed as I was growing up. So I wanted to be able to spread that wealth, and that's kind of been my focus. So I haven't really, tried to think about ways to boycott certain things. And I guess that could come with it when I learned about all of the other disparities that I've been blessed to not have to deal with. So, I'd have to get back to you on that one specifically.
I'm saying that like I'm here attacking you, basically, but I can't answer that question. I just thought it was a good question for you to ask.
Okay, because I was gonna come back and ask you, what do you think?
What are you doing? How am I boycotting? I don't know. I have been really nervous recently about saying I'm going to do something that I actually can't commit to, or I don't know that I can commit to. Because I have been that person in the past. I think I do that all the time where, I'm never going to listen to, I definitely said I wasn't going to listen to Kanye West again. But there's something about College Dropout that just really speaks to my soul. I don't know if I can ever not listen to that album if I'm being completely honest. Um, so yeah, I don't know what that looks like, but I am really trying to be a more, how do you even say it? A person that actually does what I say I'm gonna amen. Are you saying I don't stick to my stuff? I feel some type of way, but
Well, he
whatever.
could be saying amen to the progress. Hopefully.
Okay, hopefully. I feel like you should clarify, but I'm joking. I don't want to put you on the spot like that, but
Well,
but
I
yeah,
mean,
I'm trying to be better with that.
I'm one of those people that's been on the receiving end. Not about you specifically, just ever since I was a kid.
I've known you since you were a kid. I appreciate
Yeah,
you
it's
thinking.
crazy.
Thank you. I'm just saying you
But
could be speaking about me because I've known you since then, but keep going.
oh, true.
Yeah.
Well, I say this because it's starting from this is the root of it all, and mind you, my parents are great, but Joe, my parents are great, but sometimes they tell me that we were gonna do something and then we just didn't end up doing it, and I'd be really disappointed because I'd be looking forward to doing whatever it was we had planned that day, whether it had been either they were gonna take me to my friend's house or we were gonna go out to eat somewhere.
So
When that
can we
happened,
pause there and just say everything goes back to being your parents' fault? Can we agree on that?
I guess. I mean, I feel like the things you experience in childhood really do play a part in just shaping that. And I don't want to say necessarily it's going to be parents, but I know they play a big role in it.
Mm-hmm.
But so through that experience, growing up, I just hated when people would tell me they were going to do something and they didn't do it. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. So one,
Did you
I don't
hate that
really
about
like
me and our friendship?
huh?
I said, did you hate that about me specifically? Am I
Sometimes, but
being on the
actually you've got
spot?
it better. I don't know if my cousin's still watching, but she does that.
Am I being messy right now by asking you
A
these
little bit.
questions?
It depends on your reaction
I know.
to the honesty. But yeah, but we know that. I mean, and I'm sure I've,
Punk
unintentionally.
said you can relate because you do
Yeah,
that to her all the time.
because Pung does that to me. Yes.
No, I know.
But yeah, so now in my adulthood, I don't like to say that I can do something if I really can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have been kind of cautious about other people saying that we'll do things together because I feel like I know if people are kind of flaky. So in order to keep myself from being disappointed in the end, I just kind of take everything at face value and try not to get too, I guess, excited about either whatever we're planning on doing together or basing my day about it just because I know they could just be like, oh, something came up, I can't do whatever. Yeah.
So it sounds like in 2019, you want to stop being a flake.
I am not a flake.
No,
I would like to not hang out with flakes.
I'm definitely a flake. Can you guys relate? Can anyone else relate to that? I am probably one of the biggest flakes you know. And I think what or having plan one and plan
B.
two. Yeah, plan B. Yeah. Anyone on here I've probably flaked on at one time or another, honestly, because I suck. But in 2019, I think I want to get better at saying no. Because tell me if it's just me. I kind of feel like when you flake, it's because you're trying to please someone else. So you end up committing to things that you don't necessarily actually want to do. You know what I'm saying? You're just like trying to make that other person happy. So you do it for them.
That's true. So I guess if you said no, then you wouldn't be flaking. You'd just straight up not do the plans. But at the same time, if you're saying no to everything, then what exactly are you doing?
But did I say you're saying no to everything though? I never said that.
No, but I'm just saying when I think about in the past things I've asked to do and that have been bailed on, it's not that often, that I try to hang out with people. In general, I'm busy during the week, so the weekends are my free time.
Right.
So it's kind of like, what exactly are you doing?
Right.
So I just wonder.
Sorry, guys. I'm having an old woman moment because Isha's requesting to join. Do you guys know how to add someone to a live?
I can't add her because it's your live, right?
I don't know.
You can request to add her.
I guess. I feel really, really old right now.
You just sent the video to us.
Clearly. Sorry. I don't know.
We'll take 5 minutes for Shireen to figure this out.
Talk about something. So I'm not as old as I seem. I don't seem as old as I am. You know, I'm almost...
Okay, good.
Did it make me disappear?
Yeah, well, it was.
I'm really old, but sorry. Okay.
So do you guys have like certain people that you feel are more dependable than others, or do you have a couple of close friends and a bunch of acquaintances? How do you go about, I guess, going out and doing things? Because obviously, you know, we can all do things on our own,
I
but
feel
it's
like
more
you said
fun
it
when you
better.
have people to do things
I would
with.
have said, call out the biggest flake you know right
That's
now.
rude.
That
Hi, Smeek.
might cause some issues. Hi, Smeek. I don't know you, but hey, thanks for joining.
You do know Smeek.
He knows you. One person in common. Yeah.
Did we figure out how to get Isha on?
No, I was actually just trying something again. You abandoned everyone in Huntsville, so there's no one else for
She means there's no one for Flake on now.
I know. But how do we go from R. Kelly to being a flake? I don't know. I feel bad because she's still. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to be all awkward. But I think that that's kind of our broadcast for today. Do you have anything else, Jess?
No, I'm gonna have to level up for next week because your girl is still trying to get my life together here. So I gotta get things figured out.
I think you're beautiful and you look great.
Aw, thanks. You're beautiful too, and I love you.
Thank you. I didn't say that. I feel like we always end up sounding super sappy, but I hope you guys still listen, even though we sound like that. Or maybe we're okay with being sappy. It's okay. So next week you'll get the trifecta because all three of us will be here.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Unless we die. I mean, hopefully, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. That was
so morbid, very quickly.
Yeah, very morbid. I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Joseph is so good. Isha, we love you. Isha, write the lipstick you're wearing now, even if you're not here. We love you.
And feel free to message any of us any topics you'd like to hear us discuss or anything you might have on your mind.
That's a good closer. We appreciate you guys joining. And we started a YouTube page. I forgot to say that. I feel like I should advertise it. Or maybe I should wait till we have at least like 5 episodes. Yay, Fenty. Which one?
I'm wearing it.
You're wearing Fenty?
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh yeah, I forgot we have to close with that, huh? I have Bite Chai on, and then the Fenty Gloss Bomb Mini, the regular one, whatever.
Yeah, all of our social media will be posted soon. She's right. Isha's also wearing Fenty Gloss Bomb. I guess by regular you guys mean oh yeah, Fenty Gloss. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
I'm wearing MAC. So what I did is low-key kind of ratchet because I'm almost out of this, as you can see. So I had to scrape it. This one is called, it's a retro matte called something, High Drama, which I'm not at all. And then I put the, I saw that face. And then I put Fenty on top of it, the Gloss Bomb in Fussy, which I'm also not.
I want that one.
It's fine. I got you. All right. Love you. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
We'll be back next week. Uh-oh. End.